So today, lads, the Indiana Fever are playing they're playing the Chicago Sky in a big game. Angel Reese of Chicago leads the league in points per game among sophomores. I mean, of qualified players, that is. Of qualified players. She does not lead the league in points per game among sophomores. There has to be an asterisk there. However, this is a game the Fever need, and I mean need to win. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, I think Angel Reese is probably going to be playing because the Chicago Sky in their pregame post for the game had a picture. Didn't talk about Barbie Night, but they had a picture of Angel Reese in it. So I'm like, I would assume Angel Reese is playing. And look, I think the Indiana Fever are going to win this game, and they should win this game with or without Angel Reese. Without Angel Reese, it becomes a formality. But with Angel Reese, I think they got a good chance. But there are a few things the Indiana Fever really need to do, and if they do these, they're not going to lose. They are not going to lose if they do these. And the first thing is, honestly, is to put in a lot of pressure and try not let Camila Cardoso get a quick start to the game. So I didn't even realize this till I was watching like a Hunter Cruz video. Basically, Camila Cardoso, if she has a good first quarter, she tends to have a really good game. If she starts off well, and any games where she doesn't score in the first quarter, she's terrible. So, like, basically, her engagement. We all know when it comes to Cardoso that it literally is a case of whether she's mentally present or not, whether she's engaged, whether she wants to be there. With Cardoso, it's not about her ability. We all know Cardoso has all the ability in the world. Cardoso has the ability to be a top tier player in the league. But at the end of the day, Michael Beasley had all the ability to be a top player in the NBA, and it didn't work out. But it does seem like when it comes to Cardoso, that if she is not engaged early, she's not engaged at all. And like, it's a thing, even when she was at her best, when she was playing with Dawn Staley was still saying that there were issues when it came to Cardoso with her aggression. And her aggression, her engagement is something like, again, first of all, the fact that we're having these conversations means we are completely taking Cardoso out of the top young player conversations. We're not doing that. Like, because regardless of ability level, like, I'm not sitting here questioning whether or not, like, saying that a player has is going to be great when they don't really when trying is one of their problems. But that's one of the things is they really got to make sure that Cardoso does not dominate them. Because if Cardoso is there giving this team the business, it can be tough because they don't really have a matchup for Cardoso. They don't. The Fever don't. The Fever have a matchup for E-Will. The Fever have matchups for Angel. The Fever have multiple players that can throw an Angel. The Fever have multiple players that can throw an E-Will. They don't really have that Cardoso matchup. So, if Cardoso is engaged and she's playing at her best, which is one of every 5 or 6 games, which she's had about 5 or 6 bad games in a row, so it might be this game. Like, that is kind of where it comes down to. It's just on the odd game. It's just like when you're playing Dallas. Like, Enrique can stink. Enrique can stink for an entire season, but like you're still scared of that potential one Enrique game. But that's one of the things with Cardoso. When it comes to Angel Reese, you pressure a 3-quarter court. This team, Rachel Bannum does not set up anything at point guard. It's Angel Reese sets up a lot. And you pressure Angel Reese and you just choose who to help off. You let Elizabeth Williams shoot the ball. You don't let Kia Nurse get hot. You don't let Rachel Bannum or you don't let Beck Allen shoot the ball. You deny those players. If Hailey Van Lit's on the floor, you help off Hailey Van Lit. If Maddie Westbell's on the floor, you help off Maddie Westbell's. If they're running double bigs, you help off the second big. You allow Angel Reese you overpressure Angel Reese. You don't double team her when she gets into the paint. You put pressure on her on the perimeter and you pinch. If you do that to Angel Reese, it's GG's. Like, she's gonna struggle. On the offensive end, if you get stops and you run, the Chicago Sky, they're not Dallas Wings bad, but they're bad when it comes to running back on defense. Cardoso does not run back on defense. Angel Reese does not run back on defense. Like, they're not the Wings bad, because the Wings guards don't run back on defense, and it's just layups. But if you are able to get stops and Kelsey Mitchell just goes full on wide receiver, if she's running those football routes, she is going to be wide open. She's going to be wide open for layups. Like, Kelsey Mitchell could have 30 in this game. No Ariel Atkins. Like, it's a big one. Michaela Oniwere probably not there, unless somehow Marquisha Davis comes in and locks anyone down. But I think she just is, like, we should just concede she's a draft bust at this stage. On the defensive end, it's literally just not letting one individual player just beat you. And they don't have really that great a team offense. They don't have a point guard. I think a role is non-existent really with Rachel Banham. And like, a lot of the Cardoso Angel Reese effect is by people doubling Angel Reese. And I don't think you should double Angel Reese. If Angel's going to give you 30, let Angel give you 30. Like, Angel's a lot more likely to miss that layup than Cardoso is to miss an open layup off a dump down. You don't need a double Angel Reese. You don't need to do any of that. Like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. But when it comes down to that, like, I think that's one of the big things. Another important thing is to just get out, like, just play smart, get to the basket and kick. In the pick and roll, they are not going to be able to guard the short roll. We've seen it. I don't care if it's Caitlin, I don't care if it's Ari McDonald. Camila Cardoso cannot guard the pick and roll. Angel Reese cannot really guard the pick and roll. And, well, not that Angel Reese can't. Angel Reese doesn't do a good job of, like, blitzing, hedging and stuff. She doesn't read the pick and roll well as a defender. So with Ari McDonald there, all you have to do then is you have to go and run the pick and roll with Aaliyah, get Cardoso to guard in space. Cardoso looks lost. She looks lost on the defensive end when she's in space, especially if she has a bad start to the game and if you're attacking Cardoso early. If you're attacking Cardoso early, unless she gets a block or two early on in the game, she becomes completely disengaged. She becomes completely disengaged on the defensive end. So you got to just start if she's disengaged, you got to put her in the pick and rolls. You got to put her in those pick and rolls. You got to get Aaliyah Boston on that short roll or in the pop situation. And Aaliyah's going to be wide open for that mid-range shot. Aaliyah's going to be wide open for the three, which I like to see Aaliyah shoot 2 to 3 threes. But overall, like, Natasha Howard, I think is just going to give Angel Reese the business. Angel Reese is a really good perimeter defender, not a good interior defender. I think Natasha Howard is just going to give her the business inside. I'm predicting a Fever win by... Oh, by the way, I've been right with a few Fever games. The last 3 times I predicted the Fever to win, they've won. So I'm predicting the Indiana Fever to win by about 12. With or without. With Angel Reese Fever by 12, without Angel Reese Fever by 30. If Ariel Atkins was there, we'd be having a different conversation since Atkins and Angel are their 1A, 1B. However, without Ariel Atkins there, I don't think it's smart to bet against the Indiana Fever tonight.